The race to build artificial general intelligence, AGI, is no longer a distant dream. It's an arms race. And at the front of the line stand two of the most influential players in the world of AI, OpenAI and Google. Both began with different missions, cultures, and technologies. But today, their paths are colliding in one of the most consequential competitions in technological history. Let's start with what AGI actually means. Artificial general intelligence is the idea of a machine that can understand, learn, and perform any intellectual task that a human can. Unlike narrow AI, like spam filters or recommendation engines, AGI would have the flexibility and reasoning capacity of a human mind. It would be able to reason, plan, solve novel problems, and even develop new ideas. Whoever reaches AGI first won't just change the tech industry. They'll redefine the human experience. So how did OpenAI and Google get here? In 2015, OpenAI was founded with a clear mission to ensure AGI benefits all of humanity, backed by figures like Elon Musk and Sam Altman. The non-profit turned capped profit organization and committed itself to open research, safety, and alignment. Their goal wasn't just to build AGI, but to build it responsibly. Meanwhile, Google had already been making waves in AI. After acquiring DeepMind in 2014, the company quickly established itself as a pioneer in deep reinforcement learning and large-scale neural networks. DeepMind's AlphaGo shocked the world by defeating world champion Go players, proving AI could master one of the most complex strategy games known to man. In the years that followed, DeepMind created models like AlphaFold, which revolutionized protein folding prediction, a breakthrough in biology. But DeepMind always had its eye on a bigger goal: building a general intelligence system. Then came transformers. In 2017, Google researchers released the paper "Attention is All You Need," introducing the transformer architecture. This breakthrough laid the foundation for models like BERT, T5, and eventually GPT. Transformers allowed models to better understand context, sequence, and semantics, making them ideal for language tasks. OpenAI took the transformer blueprint and ran with it. They built GPT-1, then GPT-2, which impressed with its coherent text generation. But it was GPT-3, released in 2020, that made headlines. With 175 billion parameters, it could write essays, summarize documents, translate languages, and even write code. Google responded with its own large language models. BERT, released in 2018, was excellent at understanding context. Later, they developed PaLM, Pathways Language Model, and the more recent Gemini project, a family of multimodal AI models that rival and, in some benchmarks, surpass OpenAI's GPT-4. So what makes this race so intense? First, it's not just about intelligence. It's about deployment. OpenAI, partnered with Microsoft, moved aggressively to productize its models. ChatGPT was launched in late 2022 and reached 100 million users, faster than any app in history. GPT-4, with its multimodal capabilities, was integrated into Microsoft Office, Bing, and Azure tools, bringing AI into the daily workflows of millions. Google, more cautious at first, responded by rolling out Bard, or later Gemini, and integrating it with Gmail, Google Docs, and Android. DeepMind focused on high-value research, while Google Brain emphasize scaling infrastructure for large models. In 2023, Google merged DeepMind and Brain into a new unit, Google DeepMind, consolidating their AGI efforts. But while OpenAI focused on user experience and rapid deployment, Google banked on scientific breakthroughs and long-term robustness. OpenAI iterated quickly. Google moved carefully. One prioritized access, the other prioritized control. Both approaches have strengths and risks. OpenAI's speed has sparked excitement, but also raised concerns about safety and misuse. ChatGPT's popularity led to discussions about hallucinations, bias, and ethical implications. Meanwhile, Google's slower rollout aimed to avoid reputational damage, but also risked falling behind in mindshare and adoption. At the heart of the competition lies one critical question. Who will align AGI best with human values? Building intelligence is hard, but aligning that intelligence with ethics, empathy, and safety, even harder. OpenAI has made alignment a central concern, publishing safety guidelines, launching its alignment research team, and releasing technical papers on scalable oversight. Its mission includes a clause that if another actor is closer to AGI, OpenAI will collaborate rather than compete. Google, through DeepMind, has published extensively on AI safety, interpretability, and fairness. Their work on RLHF, reinforcement learning from human feedback, and constitutional AI has been groundbreaking. DeepMind has also committed to AGI for the benefit of humanity, though critics argue the corporate structure complicates that mission. But alignment isn't the only factor. Data, compute, and capital are the three pillars of modern AI development, and both companies have them in abundance. OpenAI has access to Microsoft's Azure supercomputers and capital. Google has its own TPU-based data centers and access to troves of data from Search, YouTube, and Android. Each iteration of their models pushes the boundary further. OpenAI's GPT-4, with its ability to process images, generate code, and hold long-form conversations, represents a leap in usability. Google's Gemini is not just multimodal. It's designed for interactivity, combining visual, textual, and audio inputs in a more unified way. Both teams are now exploring agentic AI, models that can plan, reason, and act over time. This is the next frontier. Not just chatbots, but AI agents that complete tasks, delegate subtasks, and adapt dynamically to goals. As the race accelerates, the world watches with both awe and anxiety. Will AGI come from a sleek interface like ChatGPT, or from a deeply researched, tightly controlled system within DeepMind? Will it be open or proprietary, transparent or black-boxed? In many ways, the competition between OpenAI and Google mirrors the broader debate about the future of intelligence. Speed versus safety, openness versus control, utility versus alignment. Perhaps the most likely outcome isn't one company winning the race, but both contributing in different ways. OpenAI may define the interface. Google may define the infrastructure. Together, they may shape an ecosystem where multiple models, agents, and frameworks coexist, each with trade-offs and each with a role in building the AGI future. Because in the end, the race for AGI isn't just about who gets there first. It's about how we get there, and what kind of intelligence we choose to create. One thing that distinguishes this race is the sheer scale of public involvement. Unlike previous AI advancements that occurred quietly in academic labs, GPT and Gemini have millions of users interacting with them daily. Every prompt, correction, and feedback loop becomes part of the refinement process. It's not just engineers building AGI, it's the global user base helping shape its behavior. That creates a feedback loop unlike anything we've seen in tech history. Real-time usage informs model improvement, and user expectations evolve just as rapidly. OpenAI has leaned into this by offering features like custom GPTs, memory, and plugins. Google, on the other hand, is focusing on integrating Gemini across its ecosystem. Search, maps, workspaces, creating seamless, AI-enhanced daily experiences. Meanwhile, the regulatory landscape is heating up. Governments are now paying close attention. The European Union's AI Act, US Senate hearings, and policy debates reflect the urgency to govern what could be the most powerful technology humanity has ever built. Here too, OpenAI and Google differ. OpenAI publicly calls for regulation, even collaborating with policymakers. Google, with decades of experience navigating global laws, is cautious but proactive in shaping standards. The stakes are incredibly high. AGI won't just impact productivity or creativity. It could redefine economics, education, and geopolitics. Questions about labor automation, digital consciousness, and AI rights are no longer abstract. They're pressing. This is why the ethos behind each company matters. OpenAI was born from a spirit of openness, hence the name. Though it now operates under a capped profit model, it still emphasizes transparency, collaboration, and alignment as core principles. Google, by contrast, is a tech giant balancing innovation with business interests. While DeepMind champions ethics, Google's broader corporate structure means decisions also weigh profitability, scalability, and shareholder responsibility. It's not a simple good versus evil narrative. Both entities include brilliant scientists, ethicists, engineers, and visionaries who genuinely care about humanity's future. But their incentives differ, their philosophies differ, and that tension may shape the trajectory of AGI. Some predict that AGI may emerge not from one model, but from the convergence of many. Language models, vision models, planning agents, memory systems, and autonomous tools could integrate into something greater than the sum of its parts. If so, collaboration, not just competition, will be the catalyst. Already, hybrid approaches are emerging. Researchers cross-reference techniques from GPT and Gemini. Open source communities are building alternatives. Startups are innovating on top of foundational models. The field is evolving from centralized dominance to a collaborative, layered ecosystem. So as OpenAI and Google continue to race, perhaps the more important question isn't who wins, but can we create a world where the best of both approaches, access and safety, speed,